everybody, welcome back. Sorry about the noise. I have the furnace is running out here. But this isn't going to be so much of a home brewing video today, although I couldn't wait. I had to start before the video. This is the what I formerly called the light beer. I've added another pound of two-row to it and made it into more of a blonde ale, and it is spectacular. In fact, right now I'm sparging another batch of it. So I thought I'd get you kind of caught up on what's been going on over the last, I'd say the last 6 months, 7 months. And I think I talked about this in one of the previous videos that I'd come up with a very tart beer, and I couldn't figure out why. Almost everybody that came down here and tried it, that are home brewers, thought it was odd but drinkable. I thought it was odd and not so drinkable. But I keep a list of every brew I make in a file. The file is incredibly wide right now, but I write everything down on it from, you know, what hops am I using, what's the alpha on the hops, and the code date of the yeast, and the expiration dates, just so I can go back if I ever have an issue, or if I found something turned out bad, I could at least isolate it to a number of batches. So I really didn't think it was the SO4 yeast, but I had my suspicions on it, but I thought I'd better go through and really kind of make sure there's nothing else going on in the process. I think you know I over-sanitize everything, I over-clean everything. A lot of people are a lot looser with their processes and make fine beer every time. I'm a little more anal about it, trying to make sure that everything's sanitized, even stuff that doesn't need to be, just to be safe. So I tore my equipment apart probably in, I want to say November, and I went through everything in it, other than just a little bit of residue in the boil kettle, in the tap coming out of the boil kettle. I really didn't find anything. I mean, I soaked everything in cleaner anyway and sanitized it, put everything back together. Went through my grain mill. I thought maybe the crush was just too fine, and that was causing an issue. But and you know, it was probably, it wasn't gapped at the .039 that the barley crusher comes at. It was something smaller than that. I set it to .038 just to be safe, and I really didn't see a problem with that either. Nothing was so far out of spec that I could attribute it to causing this real tart flavor in what I call the high life or the light ale. And so I went on and went back to all the paperwork and started going through it. Each batch that had a tart flavor used the SO4 yeast. So I thought, okay, well, what's another possibility? Is it possible that the two-row, there's something wrong with it? It's old, maybe I got an old bag. Didn't know, but I thought, I'm just going to start over. I'm not going to use the SO4 yeast. I'm going to use my same two-row. I'm going to use the same process, and I'll brew a batch, and then I'll see how it is. And if it's tart, then I'm probably going to say, let's get rid of what grain I've got. And I didn't have that much. I didn't really have that much at that point. I think I had, you know, let's say 20 pounds or something. But if that had happened again, I'd say, okay, let's trash the grain, move it up to another bin, keep it to the side, get another bag, try again, see if we could isolate it. Well, this is the batch I made, and it is spectacular. So the only conclusion I can draw, since both of those batches, the Miller High Life knockoff and the light ale, used the SO4 yeast, I have to say that's the only conclusion I can draw. I know a lot of people think it's probably not, but same code date, same shelf life. I'm just thinking, I should say same lot number, same code date. I'm just thinking maybe it was mishandled before I got it. Who knows? You just don't know sometimes. So anyway, that's all been taken care of. I've brewed enough beer right now to get me 7 cases in the back room. I would have had 8, but this is so good. I've had people over and they're just plowing through it. So I've already gone through a case and it's only been drinkable for 2 weeks. So it gives you an idea of what's going on. But I have definitely resolved the issue. Will I go back to SO4 yeast again? Probably not. I'm very leery of it now, and I know there's a lot of you that use it and you have really good results, but unless I knew for sure that I could make a batch and I wouldn't have an issue, I just don't see the sense in going back to it. I think that's it. You know, I'm going to be plowing through the batches here over the next couple months to get stocked up before summer comes, because it's hard to brew in the summer down here in Texas. It's just too hot to cool things off. And I use my pool as a chiller, so I run water from the pool through the chiller and then back into the pool again. And so right now, with the water temperature in the pool at somewhere between 40 and 50 degrees, it's a great chiller. I don't want to be messing around with an ice bucket in the summer with a second cooler if I don't have to. So that's it. Look for me next week or the week after putting something together on a different batch of homebrew. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great week. Cheers. This has been a Matty Boy presentation. Say bye-bye, Matty.
Bye-bye.